So the second method that we are using to find this is y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. So for this one, step number one, you would have to find your gradient. We first find the gradient. So what do we know? M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 3, 2 is our x1 y1, 4, 3 is our x2 y2. So we definitely know that our y2 is a 3 minus our y1 is a 2. Then you're dividing over x1 is a 4 minus x2 is a 4 minus x1 is a 3. So 3 minus 2, that's a 1, of course. 4 minus 3, that's again a 1. That means your gradient m is just equal to 1. That's your gradient. Your gradient m is equal to 1. Then you can now work on your equation. So since we know it's y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1, you can use any of these two coordinates. So let's use the first one. So we know our gradient is a 1. Then our x comma y is equal to 3, 2. So let's find our equation. So y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. y1 is of course it's a 2 is equal to our gradient is a 1, of course. Open brackets. X minus x1 is a 3. We can expand this. 1 by that is just x, 1 by that is just minus 3. So 2 goes the other side, so this is a minus sign. So y is equal to x minus 3 plus 2. So y is equal to x, negative 3 plus 2, that's minus 1. That's your equation using the second method. So you can just go back to the first board so that we can see where it started from, then concluding it there. So that's the first part. Then the last part, like that. So we are using 3 methods of finding the equation of a line. 3 methods. So we've used the first one, we've used the second one. So we are now using the third one. Now, coming back to this side, let me show you how they came up with the third one. Now, y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. So, formula of the gradient, we know that y minus y1, this one is y2 minus y1, that's the formula, of course, over x2 minus x1. That's the formula. Then times x minus x1, of course. So this is for that, your gradient, and that's that, of course. So we shall get rid of this one. And how do you do that? You divide both sides by this one. You divide both sides by this one. So if we divide over y2 minus y1, if we divide over y2 minus y1, so these cancel out, of course. So these are multiplying, of course, like that. So this cancels out. What we now have is y minus y1 over y2 minus y1 is equal to x minus x1 over x2 minus x1. So what do we know? Our x1 is a 3, our y1 is a 2, x2 is a 4, y2 is a 3. So we can simply finish it up. Y minus y1 is a 2 over y2 is a 3 minus 2 is equal to x minus x1, of course, is a 3, then x2 is a 4, so 4 minus 3. So what do we know? Y minus 2 is just y minus 2, of course, over 3 minus 1, 3 minus 2, that's a 1, of course. Then x minus 3, that's just x minus 3. 4 minus 3, that's a 1 over 1. So 1 by that, nothing changes. So y minus 2 is equal to x minus 3. The 2 goes the other side. Y is equal to x minus 3. Then the 2 is a negative, goes the other side, it becomes a positive, plus 2. So finally y is equal to negative 3 plus 2, that's equal to negative 1. Negative 3 plus 2, that's equal to negative 1. So your equation is y is equal to x minus 1, of which these two are exactly the same. So we've used 3 methods of finding this. We've used 3 methods. So in this video we've just done 2, but in the other video we did the other one, like that. So you can just take a look at so you don't really have to know how these guys made this. It's not examinable. They will not ask you to prove or show how they made this one. It's not really important. So you can just take a look at the solution one more time, then we solve the next example. So in the next example, we shall use the three methods as well. 3 methods. Then we call it quit for today. So we shall have another sets of coordinates. So let's have another one. So you can just take, let's look at this. So 4,6, then we have 6,10. So we are finding equation passing through these 2 points. Equation of the line of these 2 points. So 4,6 and 6,10. 4,6 and 6,10. So how do we find it? So it's very simple again. So let's use our first formula. Okay, let's not just go to the third one. Let's use our first one. So in the exam, you can just use one formula. They don't require you to find the answer using 2. So y is equal to mx plus c. So in this one, you'll be first finding your gradient, of which we know gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is x1, that is y1. This is x2, and that is y2. So gradient is equal to y2, of course, is a 10 minus y1 is a 6 dividing x2 is a 6 minus x1 is a 4. So 10 minus 6, that's a 4, divided by 6 minus 4, that's again a 4. That's a 2 rather. So 10 minus 6, a 4, 6 minus 4, that's a 2. So 2 into 4, that's a 2. So gradient m is equal to 2. That's the first one. Gradient is equal to a 2. Then likewise, the next one, you find your y-intercept. Your y-intercept or your constant y-intercept. So what do we know? Y is equal to mx plus c. So let's use one set of coordinates. So gradient is equal to 2. Then x comma y, let's use one of these. So for this one, let's use the bigger one, 6 comma 10. That's our x comma y. So gradient m, x comma y is 6 comma 10. So using the formula y is equal to mx plus c, we can now find our c. So finding our c is now easier and straightforward, since y is equal to mx plus c. Again, writing this back. So y is a 10 because it's 6 comma 10. Gradient is a 2 by our x is a 6 plus a c. So 10 is equal to 2 by 6, that's a 12, plus c. 12 plus c. So 12 goes the other side, it's 10 minus 12 is equal to c. So 10 minus 12, that's equal to negative 2, of course, because 12 is bigger than this one. So your sign will be a negative 2. That is your y-intercept or your constant. So what we know, we can now finish it up. Equation y is equal to mx plus c. What's our gradient? Our gradient is 2. What's our c? Our c is negative 2. So y is equal to 2x plus negative 2. So y is equal to 2x negative positive, that's equal to negative 2. That is your answer for this one. That is your answer for this one. So we've used the first method of finding the gradient, then finding the y-intercept, then finding the equation. Finding the y-intercept, then finding the equation. So one last glance at this. One last glance at this. Then we can now look at the second method. So one last look at the first part, then we can now solve using the second method. So using the second method, I know that we're using this. We are using y minus y1. So method 2b, y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. Yet again, for this one, step number 1, find your gradient. So the gradient has already been found, so I'm not finding it again. So the gradient has already been found, which is a 2. Then we know after that we can now find the equation. So this is method 2, where I use this formula. So we can now find our equation, of which we know that equation y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. So let's use 4,6. So y minus, our y is a 6, our gradient of course is a 2, then x minus x1 of course is a 4. So we've used 4,6. So finishing this guy up, what do we have? So we know that y minus 6. So let's just rewrite this guy here. Y minus 6 is equal to 2x minus 4. So what do we know? Y minus 6 is equal to, this by that it's 2x, this by that it's minus 8. Therefore 6 goes the other side, so y is equal to 2x minus 8 plus 6. So y is equal to 2x, negative 8 plus 6, that's equal to negative 2. That means y is equal to 2x minus 2. That is the answer for the second method. That's the answer for the second method. So we solved using the last method, then we close this. So y minus y1 over y2 minus y1 is equal to x minus x1 over x2 minus x1. So y minus y1, so we know that our y1 of course is a 6. So y minus 6. Y minus 6 over y2 of course is a 10 minus 6. Then x1 of course we know it's x minus 4 over x2 is a 6 minus 4. Like that. So definitely y minus 6, that's just y minus 6. Divide by 10 minus 6, that's a 4, is equal to x minus 4, that's just x minus 4. Divide by 6 minus 2, that's a 2. Like that. So you can take a look at what I've done before we finish this guy up, because when coming back to that side. So what do we now have? So you don't expand, you don't multiply this. So it's a 2 by that. So we come here. So it's 2 by y minus 6. 2 by y minus 6 is equal to 4 open brackets x minus 4. So what do we know? So don't expand this. No need for this one. Why? 4 is a multiple of 2, or 2 is a factor of 4. So we just divide by 2. We just divide by 2. So these cancel out. That means y minus 6 is equal to 2 into 4, that's a 2. Then x minus 4. So y minus 6 is equal to 2 by that 2x. 2 by that it's minus 8. Therefore, y, the 6 goes the other side, 2x minus 8 plus 6. So y is equal to negative 8 plus 6, that's equal to negative 2. So 2x minus 2. Same equation. So we've used 3 methods today on these examples. Then we can definitely wind up on this one. So maths, chemistry, physics, biology. If you're not in mathematics, if you're not in the physics group, if you're not in the biology group, chemistry group, you can join. They are just exactly the same. So this has been Dr. P, and I am signing out.